All right, thank you all for tuning in to Finding Money Fridays. My name is Jeff Badu, and today I'm here with Tony Lugo, who is the president of Smart Wealth Strategies, and he's also been a featured guest speaker with the following media partners: WGN, Fox News, and WCIU. How's it going today, Tony?
Oh, doing really well, Jeff. Thanks for inviting me. It's such a beautiful day in Chicago.
Oh, yes, not a problem. So I'll let you get right into the presentation.
Great, Jeff. Thanks for again. And here, our conversation today is really about rates of return, and that's always something people want to know about. Let me ask you something. When it comes to your investment accounts, and many of us receive it through a quarterly statement, maybe monthly statement. Jeff, when you get yours, what do you often look at when you get that statement?
Yeah, I would say I like to look at my return. How much money am I actually making from it?
Exactly, and that's kind of what we're going to have that conversation, because that's always been a important part of making sure that I'm providing values. Getting a higher rate of return is what I've often encouraged to get for our clients. But let me ask you something: if what you thought to be true when it comes to rates of return actually wasn't what you thought it was, when would you want to know? And so let's understand. Let's take a little deeper dive on what actually you do know when it comes to rates of return. Now, let me ask you, Jeff, if I average a 25% rate of return over the next 4 years, would you be happy with me?
Oh yeah, I'll be ecstatic.
All right. So let's take a look. Let's just use an example of $100,000 on my screen here. And let's say my first year, we were able to get 100% rate of return. That $100,000 would have doubled to $200,000.
Wow.
And that would have been right. That's exactly what I think you would have been impressed with. But the following year, I didn't have such a good year. I had a negative 50%. Well, what happened there, we actually did worse, but you actually got back your money, the initial balance. But I did average 25% over the last 2 years. Going forward, the following year, we did 100% rate of return. Now we're back on what I was able to achieve the first year. Now I did that in the third year, and then the following year, we had a negative 50%. So if we look over the last 4 years, Jeff, I actually did reach my goal of giving or offering you what I said I would, an average rate of return of 25%. But the actual return, as you can tell, you only still back at where you started with of $100,000, which was equivalent to a 0% actual rate of return. Did you know? Yeah. Did you now? Does your statement show that as part of what you may want to know about?
I definitely don't think so, and this is definitely an eye opener. I believe most people pay attention to the average rate of return, which doesn't always happen to be the best amount.
And it's not actually what you actually receive, is my point. So my point of showing this is like, let me give you the reality of what I see. The difference between the average return is the math, but the actual return is the money. And it's not always the case where math equals money. And money is what you can take away with and what people are going to be able to spend. So this is just something that I think is important, because if what you thought to be true is not, I think you want to know as soon as possible. Thank you again, Jeff, for having me. I hope this was very helpful.
All right, thank you, Tony. And this is definitely a huge eye opener. I hope people, pay more attention to their investment statements and things like that. And we look forward to continuously delivering this segment, Finding Money Fridays. And I hope you all have a great rest of the weekend. Thank you.